What's up, guys? I'm back with another deck, and this time we're looking at Komala from Sun and Moon Guardians Rising. And this is one of the cards that I got a lot of when I first started buying packs, and I found it interesting. I think it's a cool design Pokemon. So basically, what this card does, the attack lets you attack while you're asleep. I believe there's also a Snorlax that lets you do this, but this card's a little bit easier to set up. I'm not saying it's super easy, but it's a little bit easier to set up. And his ability allows you to go to sleep whenever you attach a card, so that kind of works together to kind of let you be able to attack. And 100 damage is not really anything to scoff at. It's actually pretty good for like a second turn attack, like out of nowhere. So I was thinking, like, yeah, you know what can happen is that you can wake up and you won't be able to attack next turn, or you're gonna have to attach another energy. So how do you keep Komala asleep so he can keep attacking? Well, the answer is very simple, and it comes in a form of a Pokemon that is known for putting people and Pokemon to sleep, and that Pokemon's name is Hypno. Hypno, I think this is from Breakpoint. His ability puts both active Pokemon to sleep. And so that, ladies and gentlemen, is what's going to allow us to use our Komala every turn as long as he has energy. So, and the other benefit of this is that our opponent is actually going to be asleep too. So half of the time they won't be able to attack. And it'll buy us a turn every so often. So that's basically what this deck is gonna revolve around. And it's funny because Komala's attack is actually called Hypno Roll, so it's basically telling you to use Hypno. All right, so I decided to make this a psychic deck. You can make it really any color deck you want. I just wanted to be able to attack with Hypno just in case. So since it's a psychic deck, I decided to just throw in some Espeons, because Espeon's a pretty good Pokemon. It's pretty bulky. It's got a pretty awesome GX attack. You can get it up first turn if you have a psychic energy. You know, the list goes on and on. Espeon's pretty good. So yeah, you guys know Espeon. I don't have to really explain it. I kind of decided to throw in a Drampa as well, because he can take advantage of the double colorless. And Drampa's a pretty decent card in general. And I forgot to mention that Espeon can also use the double colors, so that's another benefit. And to round off our Pokemon list, we've got Tapu Lele, pretty much going to be a staple from now on until it gets rotated out, pretty much. As we saw in the North American International Championship, the winner of that had 4 Tapu Leles in his deck, and I actually think that's not such a bad idea. Even if you don't end up using all 4, it's pretty good for consistency. The only problem is that they're pretty expensive and they cost a lot of packs if you're trading, so you know, it might take you a while to work your way up to 4. I personally only have 2, but I actually haven't been opening that many packs lately. So yeah, hopefully I hope to eventually get to 4. All right, so what trainers do we want to see? First one is pretty obvious. Max Elixir. Komala's a basic and doesn't evolve, so you're gonna have Komalas on your bench that you want to get powered up. So you're gonna use Max Elixirs to power those guys up. Use 1 Max Elixir, 1 double colorless, you're ready to go. Alright, so speaking of double colorless and psychic energy, we've got 4 double colorless in the deck. That's pretty self-explanatory, and we went with 11 psychic. I think 11 is just pretty good, just because you're using the Max Elixir, so you want to have something, you want to have a higher chance of being able to pull them out. Since we're using double colorless energy, we've got 1 special charge, should give us a total of 6, give or take, double colorless energy to play around with, and hopefully that should be enough for 6 Komalas if that does happen, or whatever, 3 Komalas and a Drampa and a Tapu Lele or something like that. So I said 6 Komalas. How are we gonna get 6 Komalas? We're not expecting to use 6 Komalas in the game, but we do have a Rescue Stretcher. We can get 3 Komalas back. You know how it works. Of course, we're using Ultra Ball just because we want to be able to get anything, aka Tapu Lele, whenever we need her, him. A lot of people say him. I say her because she's pink. You know, nowadays you can be pink and be a boy, whatever. It doesn't matter. Call him or her whatever you want. That's how I feel. I'm not the one. I'm not the type to get into arguments about how to pronounce a Pokemon's name. You pronounce it however the hell you want, because these are made up names anyway. And yeah. Anyway, so back to the trainers. We've got 1 Field Blower. I like to have 2, but I was only able to fit 1 into the deck. And I think honestly one is enough in most cases, as long as you don't end up Sycamoring it away. We've got 4 versus Seekers, 2 Altar of the Moon. Again, this is just to have a stadium. Maybe you might want to get rid of 1 for another Field Blower. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But this does allow you to retreat for free because you're using Psychic Energy. And that could help you out in many situations. And it could save you a lot of energy when you're retreating. We're not playing Floatstones in this deck, so if you want, you could also just change that for Floatstones. And of course, we're using Brigette. You know, you can use Pokemon Fan Club if you would rather use it to search out for a Lele, but chances are you're gonna use a Lele to find this. So you're probably gonna use this to set up a couple of Komalas, a Drowzee for the Hypno, or any other of the basic Pokemon. So Brigette's an all-around good card. We got the standard 2 Lysandre, 2 N for Sycamore. We've also got 1 Olympia in case we don't have our Altar of the Moon. We can versus Seeker it out. And last but not least, 2 Choice Band. That's all I was really able to fit. And again, you guys can experiment with this deck. I'm just giving you an idea for what you can use. I'm using I forgot to mention, I'm using a 3/3 Drowzee Hypno just because we want to be able to get him out, because he's going to be very helpful when we do get him out. I'm using 4 Komala, 2 Eevee Espeon, 2 Tapu Lele, and 1 Drampa. So basically, this is just a deck I threw together, and you guys should just experiment with this. But the basic idea is Komala and Hypno. I did have another idea, and that was Toxapex, baby Toxapex. And so my idea with that is that if your opponent's going to be able to retreat, I still want them to have another status. But the thing is, if they're retreating, so the text on that card kind of makes it a little awkward, because you technically can't retreat if you're asleep. And if you use like an Olympia or a Switch or Escape Rope, it technically doesn't count as retreating. It counts as using the trainer card, and the text on the ability says, whenever your opponent's active Pokemon retreats, the new active Pokemon is poisoned. So this doesn't work if they use one of those trainers, and this also doesn't work if you knock out a Pokemon and they just bring it up, because that's technically not retreating. So I'm kind of like, this card can be so cool, but it's just like so limited. It works with the Floatstone, or if they retreat normally, or if they use like Altar of the Moon, but it doesn't work with a lot of those other trainers, which kind of like limits it. So I do have a version of the deck with Toxapex, but if, you know, they can't really retreat, it's not really that great. Okay, so let's get into some games. I actually think I was on a win streak for a bit. Okay, I only have a 1 win streak right now, but I was on a win streak for a bit, so I might be playing like higher tier decks. And if that's the case, I don't really expect to be winning that much, but we'll see what we can do. The first couple of times I used this deck, it actually did pretty good, better than I thought it would, and it was like pleasantly surprising. So, all right, I didn't see what my opponent had, what types they had. I generally don't really pay attention to that, just because I just take it as it's coming. Because if you're playing in real life, their deck doesn't have the little icons and it doesn't show you. So you just have to be ready for whatever comes at you. And okay, so we have no basics. So I think this guy's an AFK, and I really hate when people do this. Okay, actually he's there. I really hate when people are AFK and you just wait so long for them to like set up at the beginning. I think they do it on purpose, just to kind of get you to quit. Okay, so we have an Eevee. I think we might start with that, just because we have the Hypno already, and Hypno is just more of a support than anything else. Drowzee can actually do decent damage, because it's like a baby Tapu Lele. Oh no, it's like a baby. It's like a really baby Espeon. It does 10 times however many they have attached. So, maybe it's not that good as an attacker. Okay, so it looks like they're playing Grubbin, which they're obviously playing Vikavolt, which might mean Tapu Koko, Tapu Bulu, or it might just be a straight up not that I've ever seen a straight up Vikavolt deck. Could be any electric or grass type, but there's at least a grass type. And he discarded his teammates, so he's going to be able to versus Seeker that out whenever he wants. By the way, I'm making this video after rotation, so I heard, well, I think we're pretty much on you. Versus Seeker is going to be out, so I'm not sure if Teammates is going to be that great of a card anymore. I'm actually not even sure if Teammates is out. I don't know what set that is. But Teammates, like having like multiple teammates in your deck feels a bit excessive. Okay, so ooh, this is bad. So we're gonna attach the Eevee. I really don't want to Lysandre away 2 Max Elixirs, and I really don't want to use them on, or not Lysandre, Sycamore. I really don't want to use them on Drowzee. So I'm gonna do this, even though it's not gonna be really helpful right now. You know what? Let's go for it. I'm just gonna Sycamore. And if, okay, so that wasn't a bad choice. We got the Komala. We have a Hypno. Well, we have a Drowzee ready, and maybe we could Ultra Ball for the Lele, and then Brigette next turn. I don't know. So we do have our Psychic Energy. We'll get that on Komala, our boy. And we're gonna wait until he's active to put the double colorless on him. That is if we don't put it on Espeon. Honestly, this is not an Espeon video, so I might just retreat the Espeon and get our boy Komala up and running. Okay, so he's gonna be accelerating energy. And we still don't really know what his deck is, aside from it having a Vikavolt to charge to accelerate energy. Okay, so he's gonna be able to do. Alright, but it's not an EX, so he's only gonna be able to do 60. Good, he hits himself. So is that within range of Komala? Komala can do 70 plus 10 plus 40. That's 110. Alright, so that's not going to be enough for Komala. Espeon can do a lot. 150. So that's going to be a knockout with Espeon. So I'm going to do that. Well, do I want to do that? No, we're not going to do that. Why? Because this is a Komala video. Okay. We want to use Komala. We're going to get Hypno. Okay, so I guess we don't have Hypno. Oh, there he is. No, never mind. Hypno's right there. Okay, let's get Hypno out. We're going to retreat with Espeon. We don't have to use Hypno to put Komala asleep. But we are going to use Hypno because we're going to put Lugia asleep. I think sleep might be slightly better than confusion, just because he can't retreat. But he might just wake up, so it might be a moot point. Oh, that did do enough damage. Wait. Oh, it's only reduced by 20. Okay, so good. So we got a knockout with Komala. Our Espeon is clean. Like, we don't have to worry about it. He's going to be able to accelerate 2 energy, so that's going to do 100 damage. So our Komala's already down. So what we're going to do, we might just actually play Komala. Because Espeon can confuse, but I can also just put him to sleep with. But I don't think Komala's going to last 3 turns, so we're going to just have Espeon up here tanking. So here's another Komala. And methinks I should have gotten the Tapu Lele out. But that's okay. I think that's okay. We'll be fine. Let's put him to sleep. No, let's not do that, because then I'll put myself to sleep. See, that's the hidden danger of the deck, is like you might just forget that not all your Pokemon can attack when they're asleep. So that's another reason I think I put Olympia in, is in case I accidentally do that, or for whatever reason if I'm asleep with the wrong Pokemon. So that's actually doing way too much damage to us right now. And we're just gonna have to attack again. And hopefully we can outlast this Tapu Lele because of the confusion. And if he hits himself, that'd be even better. Not that it would make a difference, but you know, him doing damage to himself is great. I still don't really know what his deck is. Seems like he's just accelerating energy to anyone that can take energy, because all his attackers are double colorless. Or colorless, I should say. You would think with 11 energy... Oh, there's 4 in the discard already. I forgot about that Sycamore. You'd think with 11 energy we'd be getting more out, but doesn't seem to be happening. Okay, so our opponent fell asleep, or maybe he was just too scared of hitting himself in confusion. So we're just gonna take our 2 prizes. Hopefully we get some kind of energy or something to power up our Komala. There we go. So now we can get our Tapu Lele out and get like a brand new hand, because this is feeling kind of lame right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna Choice Band Komala. We're gonna double Colorless. Possibly hit a Max Elixir. I think we have 1 left, so that's a very small possibility, but it's possible. And if we can set up our Komala, we're just gonna retreat the Espeon. It looks like my opponent fell asleep, so this is gonna be auto win unless I get really unlucky. So this kind of sucks. But I guess it gives you an opportunity to see, it gives us an opportunity to get Komala into play. Just see how he does. Because Komala is awesome. Does anyone remember the show Noozles on Nickelodeon or Nick Jr.? It's a show about koalas, and I think they slept all day or something until like the girl woke them up with an Eskimo kiss. It was a really weird show. I actually looked up an episode on YouTube. Okay, so we actually have a versus Seeker as well, but I would almost rather not have to Sycamore. He's got a pretty big hand. Actually, maybe I will Sycamore. Do we need to Rescue Stretch or anything? I guess we can get a Komala back. Yeah, let's do that. I hope our opponent wakes up or whatever and actually comes back to finish this match, because otherwise it's a pretty boring match. So we got 2 Leles off of that, and we actually have enough energy if we hit this elixir for the Komala. So we're gonna retreat. And I know I didn't have to do this, but it's more fun this way. Okay, so we can't really play our Field Blower. Oh yeah, and I think it flips first for your Komala. So sometimes I would get heads and I would be like, no, he's waking up. But I was the one waking up, and that's not a problem. Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z. Alright, his turn just ended. We're both still asleep. So yeah, this game is butt cheeks. I almost feel like I wish I could concede but still win. They should do like they have on Pokemon Showdown, where you just start a timer for 2 minutes, and if they don't act within 2 minutes, then you just win. This is really annoying. Okay. I'm awake again. Not that it matters. And so the one thing that you might not be fully aware of with Komala is he can only attack while asleep, but he's still technically asleep, so he can't retreat. So that's something to keep in mind if you have like a floatstone on him or something like that. His ability is not what allows him to attack while he's asleep. It's his attack that can go through while he's asleep. So just in case you put him to sleep and you decide, oh, you know what, I need to retreat. That's one thing to keep in mind. I kind of want to Lysandre this guy in. That's really not gonna end the game any faster. Drink my water while we're here waiting for this dude. Can't really blame him for going AFK though, because sometimes I'm at work and I kinda not supposed to be playing at work, but I have to leave the game for whatever reason, and I just let it AFK. But when I come back, I usually just concede. Or I close the game out. By the way, people, if you're supposed to be at work doing work, do your work. Don't be like me. I end up not getting a lot of stuff done because of that. Or, you know, I get it done last minute and I have to rush. It's a really bad idea. Don't play at work unless you're on a break or something. But even then, sometimes you kind of get into like on a roll playing this game and you want to keep playing, and then you want to keep playing past your break. So don't even play during your break unless you know you could stop yourself. Okay, so apparently this guy's my twin brother. I wonder what deck he's playing with this Decidueye coin, and he's gonna have the full art Decidueye. That's just lovely. Okay, so I don't have a basic. How many basics do I have in this deck? 4 Komala, 3 Drowzee, 2 Eevee. That's 9. The 2 Lele, and the 1 Drampa. 12 basics, and I still can't get one on the first 10. That's ridiculous. Alright, so we got our Komala, and we have our Drowzee in the back. Hopefully, and we have our Brigette, so hopefully we could get set up pretty quickly. The one thing I don't like about Brigette that much is that you don't have a supporter, like a good supporter in your discard after you use our first turn. Because what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have a... Oh, he's not playing Decidueye. Unless he's got a Garbodor Decidueye, which would be crazy. So what ends up happening is that, case in point, here's my Versus Seeker. Your hand is going to get smaller and smaller. But, should I get the Drampa out? Nah. Actually, yeah. I think I will. Your hand is going to get smaller and smaller. And you're not going to be able to do anything. Because you have a Versus Seeker for a Brigette. And that doesn't do anything. So, yeah. I mean, you can fill up your last bench space, yeah, but in terms of actual usable cards, it's whack. Alright, so already I don't like the Garbodor, but we are going to be able to, and he's got the Sudowoodo, so hopefully no heads, thank God. So we're not even going to have enough space for the bench, even if we wanted to use the Brigette. Okay, so let's just evolve the Eevee since we have it in hand. We're going to put this energy on. Or should we get our Hypno? No, let's put this energy on. And we're going to get Lele out. If Lele's prize, we'll get our Hypno out. Well, we're going to get Lele. Oh wait, we can't use Lele. There's no space on the bench. Okay, so let's get our Hypno out. We just wasted our Versus Seeker, but there's gonna be an end soon, hopefully, so it won't be that much of a problem. And we get to draw a prize, so hopefully we get something good. Another Hypno, oh no. Alright, it's fine, like we have our Hypno. We're gonna be able to put Komala back to sleep. Hopefully he doesn't get the acid spray. Oh, this isn't even acid spray. And our opponent concedes. He can't stand up to the awesome power of Komala. So there you go, guys. Best deck ever. Best deck in the format. 2-2 so far. I just beat Drampa-Garb. I assume that was Drampa-Garb. Drampa-Garb. Can't stand up to Komala. Alright, guys. So let's get one more game in because I'm obviously joking. Actually, you know what? I'm going to copy this guy's deck. Because I'm not even sure if I have good Drampa-Garb deck. So I'm just going to copy his deck real quick. So I usually just name it up and then whatever it is. Garb. Drampa. Alright, sorry about that little Tangent. I'll go fix it up later. I should have all those cards. I should have at least 3 Garbodor and 1 Garbatoxin Garbodor. And I know I have plenty of regular art Drampas. Alright, so game number 3. Looks like we're gonna get to go first and attach energy first. So hopefully we'll get a Komala. Here it is. Crazy that we get 3 basic Pokemon and Brigette. Apparently Brigette really likes us because I think this is the 3rd time we get her out. So we're gonna put Eevee down and Drowzee. We have space for 3 more. Search your deck for 1 or 3 basic Pokemon. I don't know if you're allowed to just pick 1 or just pick 2 Pokemon out of a Brigette, because I don't want to fill up the bench. You know what, let's just do it, see what happens. If it doesn't allow me, then I'll just get no, it allows me, so it doesn't matter. I don't even know what I was gonna say, but that's fine. Oh, I was gonna say I'll just get Hypno with the Ultra Ball, but I think I might have to do that. Alright, so actually, I think next turn we're gonna Lele for Sycamore. Actually, no, we're gonna Ultra Ball for the Lele for the Sycamore instead of the Hypno, because we just need more stuff. Oh. Alright, so this is... So, okay, here's another cool thing about the deck. Espeon, it doesn't matter if you confuse us, buddy. Because you know why? We can go back to sleep and get rid of the confusion. Bet you didn't know that. Alright, so the thing right now is we're gonna have to get rid of a Komala and a Rescue Stretcher. So that kind of sucks. But we're gonna have to risk not attaching this Psychic Energy and risk it so we can try to get a double Colorless energy. So we're gonna go for the Sycamore. And no double Colorless. But we do have an Espeon. And we do have Altar of the Moon. But we don't have a Choice Band. So Choice Band Espeon can hit us for a crap ton. So it's going to be 30 plus 30 and then times 2 for weakness. I think this is before applying weakness. So maybe it might be better to either stay in. Let's play the Altar of the Moon. Either stay in or maybe use Drampa. Maybe a Big Wheel. Maybe Big Wheel might be cool. All right, so let's do that. I'm gonna go into Drampa and Big Wheel. So, I mean, Divide might have been a better GX attack to save, but we're gonna Big Wheel just because we don't really want to lose our Komala for free, and we don't want to lose our Espeon. We don't want our Espeon to take a crap ton of damage. So, so next turn, I'll just retreat back into the... Oh wait. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Choice Band on Komala. I'm gonna evolve the Hypno, and hopefully we can get a double Colorless. Or hopefully we hit this is what I meant with the Max Elixir. Get that on the Komala. Attach another energy on the Komala. Okay, you guys feeling me? So we're gonna retreat. This is why it's so clutch to have the Altar of the Moon. We're gonna retreat into the Komala You guys are still following me, right? We're gonna Hypno. Wait, can we play anything else out? Ultra Ball's not gonna be able to get us anything. We can also end. Let's not bother ending right now. So we're gonna Hypno. Good night, babies. We're gonna hit for 130 with the Choice Band. And we have the possibility of Espeon staying asleep. And Espeon wakes up. Oh, so actually Espeon flipped first. So bad news is we have a ton of energy on. So that's gonna hurt because he's gonna use Psychic for 150. The good news is that we're gonna be able to. He's only gonna be able to take one prize. Bad news is he's got a Metagross set up already, and the other bad news is that we're gonna have to end and give him some more cards. The other bad news is if we attack with that's a lot of bad news, guys. If we attack with the Espeon, we're only going to be able to do 60. So we got to pray for a Choice Band. Alright, we're going to have to do it. There's no turning back now. But actually, we can get rid of their Choice Bands. So that's amazing. And we're done. So this is a great time where, what is it, Chaos Valley or All Night Party would be very useful because you could prevent yourself from going to sleep and you could put him to sleep. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna confuse him. And sadly, we've already used our GX attack. So if this Espeon decides to retreat, we're gonna need like a Lysandre or something like that to get him back. So for right now, we've got our Espeon attacking, doing Espeon things, but we want to try to get our Komala going because Komala is the main man of this deck. So he's gonna be able to get one energy back if he retreats. And actually he's going to be able to retreat for free, so he's not going to be able to put that energy on the Metagross, which is good, I guess. Okay, so Drampa, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. Especially now that I got the double colorless. Unfortunately, I don't have any damage on the bench. So he's going to algorithm here. Darn. If I had any bench space, I would get an N off of this Tapu Lele, but I don't. So we have to pray for the N, or he's probably gonna get a Metagross up in 2 turns. At least we do have a turn to play with, so it's not gonna be all that bad. Good thing, another good thing is that I could actually retreat the Drampa for free. We could bring up Lele or we can bring up the Espeon. So the Espeon's gonna be able to do 90 damage, which is not all that great. Okay, actually we have an N because of the Versus Seeker, thankfully. So we are still gonna do that. We're gonna attach to Drampa, right? No, we're gonna attach to Espeon. Espeon can do 90 and then resistance, and Drampa could do 80. All right, so we're just gonna use Drampa, and we're gonna end. Sorry, buddy. So we've got 6. So. Oh, that Olympia though. Alright, so we have an Olympia for the future. Or, you know what we can do? For the... That doesn't have to be this turn, but for the future we could also use Goodnight Babies and then Olympia out of it. So we get a free sleep on him. So I don't think he's going to use any special energy. Oh, that's so bad. Fully healed Espeon. I should have actually considered that. Did we have a Lysandre? No, so I mean, there's not much we could have done about it. But that kind of sucks. That kind of really sucks. Because now he has... Oh, wow. Oh, no, yeah. Geotech system gets him an energy. And then he's going to be able to attach another one. For the knockout, actually, so... Oh, wow. He didn't have enough for the knockout. So what we're going to do is we're going to power up our boy, Komala. Or should we power up our other boy, Espeon? Choices. We can also Lysandre in... Lysandre something in... Our Komala's not going to be able to attack. So what we're going to have to do is... No, what we're going to do is we're gonna start powering the Komala. And we got nothing. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna Olympia into the Espeon. And we're gonna use Confusion and force the retreat. Force him to do damage to himself. So unfortunately, Altar of the Moon is still up, so he's gonna be able to retreat for one. He's still gonna have to waste one, which is okay, I guess. And well, he's gonna be able to put another energy on the Espeon with the algorithm. Delinquent. Okay, so he was able to use it. Definitely want one Lysandre in the discard. Go with the energy. Kind of want to be able to use the special charge, but we still have 3 double colorless in the deck, so I'm not too upset about that. We still have a Lysandre just in case. And we're going to get confused. And that's going to do some good damage because he's got the Choice Band. So that's 120. And we don't have the free retreat anymore. So what we're going to do is... Yeah, that kind of sucks. We're going to power Komala up once more. And we can either retreat into Drampa. Let's see, he doesn't have any special energy. We retreat into Drampa and do 80 damage. And then actually be able to tank. Or no, we're not going to be able to tank a hit. So either way, we're going to die. It's going to be really hard to tank a hit. We can also get Metagross back out. I think I might do that. Get Metagross back out. Retreat. And then use the Drampa. Hopefully, well, he can potentially attack next turn. But unless we have Komala up, I don't really want to use the Hypno. Oh, actually, we got him down to... We managed to do 240 damage. So that's nothing to laugh at. That's pretty good damage. Unfortunately, he's going to have a Max Potion guaranteed this turn. I guarantee you he has a Max Potion in his hand right now. Oh, wow, he doesn't. Okay. So, ooh. I kind of actually want to retreat the Drampa. But let's just attack with it. And next turn he's gonna get whacked by the Espeon. But that's okay. Things like that happen. This is Pokemon. You can't expect to always win. Alright, so we got the double colorless. Unfortunately, I wish I could have put one of those psychics somewhere else. But what can you really do? Alright, so if our Drampa survives this, we can retreat into Komala, or we can just attack with Drampa. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we have 1 energy acceleration. So our Drampa is definitely done for. Even without the 30 damage, that's a 1-shot. So we only have 1 Drampa, and I'm pretty sure we already used the Rescue Stretcher, so... Alright, Komala, it's up to you, buddy. Okay, so 2 double colorless. Not the greatest time to get it, but in case Komala can't do it, we do also have Tapu Lele on deck. So we have the free sleep, but we're going to use Hypno to put the Espeon to sleep. And we're going to do 100 damage, and hopefully he stays asleep. Bam. Okay, so this could be good. If he doesn't have a trainer to switch out, that's a knockout on the Espeon. Of course he has the Olympia. 30 heal. Bam. And the switch. But now we have an Eevee. A baby Eevee. So that might be a free knockout. Or he might just attach an energy and retreat. I don't think I've ever seen that attack go through. And that's crazy. It's not that crazy, but... Alright, so I think we're going to end him to 3. We're not going to play the Altar of the Moon because he benefits from it. And we're going to power up the Tapu Lele. Or the Espeon. I'm thinking Tapu Lele. Just because I feel like the Tapu Lele can keep the Espeon in control. Because it doesn't take weakness. It also doesn't do weakness. So it's really going to be a blow for blow competition. Alright, so I end him down to 3. We have another N. I'm going to put him to sleep just for fun. Doesn't necessarily matter because he's going to get knocked out. Unfortunately, we only take 1 prize, so we're equal in prizes. Komala, I want you to stay asleep. I want you to beat out Snorlax when it comes to napping. So this might be a Lysandre for the Espeon. That's not necessarily bad. I think Tapu Lele would be worse. It's not necessarily bad. I mean, he does get the 2 prizes. However, we are gonna... Well, we're not gonna have a choice band for free. So we're just gonna end him to 1. I kind of do want to use the Sycamore, but I don't really want to lose those Versus Seekers. Especially with 2 Lysandre in the discard. However, it would be really nice to get a choice band right now. It would be really nice to get that choice band. It would be really nice to end them to 1. Alright, I'm just gonna do this. Hopefully he stays asleep. Oh crap. Oh my god, I'm so glad that didn't get wasted. I wonder if that means he won. So I don't have a basic for... Yeah, that means he won. I don't know, does he have a Versus Seeker in hand? Or maybe he just doesn't expect the sleep to go through. Well, we'll have to see. I wish we could have found that choice band though. He stays asleep. So maybe he was a little overconfident, but again, he could just have a Versus Seeker. Or a Max Potion. Get out of here. Well, now he doesn't have energy at least. He could hit me with confusion. And then he ends. He's gonna end for 1. But he does get to draw for that. So it's not such a bad thing. He wakes up. I wake up. Should I retreat into Lele and power her up? No. We're gonna stay with our Komala. We're gonna put Espeon back to sleep. We don't care about Espeon. Confusion doesn't affect us. However, he can set up another attack next turn using algorithm or geotech system. Wait, which one is it? Geotech system. Okay. Okay, so then here's the Olympia. But still, he's not going to be able to attack if he does that. Ooh, Sycamore. That's pretty savage. Not gonna lie, that is pretty savage. So he might be able to get set up here for the knockout. Okay, so he's setting up the Metagross. This is not looking good, by the way. Unless we could somehow put him to sleep. And now he's gonna have a Metagross on the bench, another Metagross. So I think our best bet might be Tapu Lele, but Tapu Lele won't actually be able to do enough damage unless I have double colorless. So we're still in this game. As much as I would love to attack with Komala, oh, you have a good deck. As much as I would like to attack with Komala, we need to survive a hit. So we're gonna get Tapu Lele up in this. I'm just gonna give us a happy face, and we're gonna take the knockout. So at the very least, we got him down to 1 prize card, which is actually pretty decent. I think we did pretty decent, guys. This being our like 1 actual game that played out. So if he has a versus secret for Lysandre, we're done. Choice Band means we can't retreat for free. So he's got 3. Next turn I'll have 5 energy. Oh, okay, so he's got to take the knockout. He doesn't have any more choice bands. He doesn't have a Kukui, so I don't know why he did that. That's game. Okay, so I mean, we're gonna get our hit in next turn. We might pull another double colorless energy and hit for a lot, or he's just gonna give up. Yeah, the Sycamore he used before, I felt like that was a little bit risky, but this one, like, I don't think he really had to do that. Cause okay, so he had 3 energy, and we had 4, so that's 7 times 2 was 140. Plus he has resistance, so that's 120. So it would have been a 2-shot on him. That would have been a 3-shot on him, depending on what energy. If we would have gotten a double colorless out, I don't know. But he still had that game. He didn't have to use that Sycamore. All he had to do was tank, and it wasn't an energy issue because he already had the energy. And even if he didn't have the energy, he could geotech system it back on. So I don't know why he did that. But there you have it, guys. Komala, undefeated deck, even with the real game. So that brings us up to a 4-game winning streak. This is coming off of Decidueye and Vika Bulu Coco. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that deck. I had a lot of fun playing it. I know it's not a super competitive deck, but I still had a lot of fun playing Komala. And I made sure to retreat into the Komala as many times as I could, just so you guys could see that it's not just an Espeon deck, and it's not just Tapu Lele or Drampa or whatever. So take of it what you will, and I hope you guys try to experiment with Komala or any other underused Guardians Rising card. Yeah, I feel like that's what the game is all about, because otherwise it's really stressful I mean, granted, if you're competitive and you're actually going to competitions and trying to win, then yes, stress yourself out as much as you want, and because there's an end goal to it. But as long as you're just like a normal guy like me, you should try to have as much fun as possible. Just experiment with decks and see if you could get a 3-game win streak with Komala. That was supposed to be a strong opponent, but he just couldn't stand up to Komala, and that's it. Alright guys, that's enough of me talking dumb things. So, if you like the deck, leave a comment below. Hit a like. If you dislike it, hit a dislike. If you view this whole video, just leave a dislike or a like so that I know you either hate it or you like it. Alright, that's enough rambling from me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.